When we think about scaling digital solutions, one have to remember why we talk so much about digitalization in the first place. So when you think about traditional solutions and IT solutions in companies, they typically do one thing very well. So they take an input, they manipulate that input, and then they create an output. And those kinds of solutions help to do the same thing over and over again. That's what they are designed for. So the promise of digitalization, due to the fact that now computing power has become so massive and so cheap, is that we can now start adapting to change. So when we think about our business processes, as long as everything is going according to plan and according to what these traditional systems are made to do, then everything is good and they are efficient and we earn good money. What really costs us a lot of money is when unforeseen changes happens. So in every company, they are faced with changes coming from the outside world or from within their own company. So there's a lot of change going on, and those changes are expensive. So the promise of the digitalization, and in particular machine learning, is that we can now adapt to all those changes. So when we have an operational decision flow, what we can now use the technology to is to augment the human decision, so we can create better, faster decisions to all those changes that are happening in real time. So that is a big promise of the digitalization initiatives that's going on. And right now, a lot of POCs are being trialed out with a varying degree of success. And if we think about digitalization and where we probably are approximately, if we think about the Gartner hype curve, is that we are sort of in the valley of disillusion. There's been a lot of hype and there's been a lot of trials and a lot of failure. But now we are probably at the curve where we start seeing things taking off. And there's a lot of energy now put into trying to change this game to make these things more sustainable in the long term. And now we don't want to talk anymore about POCs, we want to talk more about general innovations, or even what we could just say development. Because we want to go on the long-term path, and the mindset we need to have now is that we have to think long-term, and we have to have stamina to make those changes, because those changes are really hard and it takes a long time. So there is no silver bullet, and we cannot create those changes overnight or just by 100 days POC. So we have to think long-term about it, and we have to have the organizational mindset and setup to support that. And then when we focus on this, we then have to make sure that the things that we are doing are easily scalable. So one way of making those things more easily scalable is to make sure that when you think about your digital strategy, you have a set of interconnected use cases. So once you have your first project developed, what you develop of those machine learning algorithms, that you can actually reuse the same in the follow-on. So as you scale throughout your company, each time you add on a new project, it actually becomes cheaper to execute. So my advice would be to avoid these very disparate, scattered POCs across the enterprise, I think the time now is to make sure that you have the long-term plan where you develop this gradually over time and have the things interconnected.